Hi all, it's Eddie again from Weoley Tropicals, coming to you today with another row along video. Got three absolute beauties today. I've got a very sought after and rare plant called the Ravenala Honkondambo, which is essentially the traveller's palm, if anybody knows that one. And this one's a red traveller's palm. Got number two, Montanoa hibiscifolia, which is the tree daisy, and Melianthus comosus, which is the third one in the pack. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. There's another 4 episodes at this point that have already been recorded, so go back and watch those. I'll give you an idea of what we're doing. It adds some updates in it as well. If you're a regular viewer, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do things differently this time just to see if I can get any better audience retention, if I can get more subscribers doing it this way. So I'm going to try and do it faster. So I'm not going to do any potting myself today, but I'm just going to tell you what to do and show you some examples of what I've got, and then give you some advice. I'm going to try and keep the video to under 10 minutes long. Please let me know if you prefer the quick videos or if you want it a bit more slowed down like the last video as well, just so you can kind of do it at the same time as me. Without further ado, let's get at it. So with the seeds, when you get them, all the waxy stuff over it, these need to be soaked for 24 to 48 hours. And for once, I've actually followed the advice. I've been soaking those for 2 days now. These are from the rainforest in Madagascar. They've got a beautiful red stem on these, which is why they're so sought after. They're more compact than the standard traveller's palm, but again, a lot more rare. The mix that we're going to need for today's one is we're going to use 50% perlite. You can see that in there, that we're dropping it everywhere. And then we're going to use 50% coconut coir. So there's no exact science with this. We're literally just going to pour them into a container, like a Blue Peter one. There you go. So we're just going to keep that so it's a nice, loose, easy mix for us to use. And all we're going to do is space evenly those seeds into that tray. Once the seeds are in there, we're going to water it off, and then we're going to cover with a product called vermiculite, if you've got any. If you don't, just put some more of the coconut coir over, or the perlite, but vermiculite is what I prefer to use. Get that soaked in, and then just as per the example here, if you've got some like a resealable sandwich bag, put that over the top just to keep the humidity in. So these need to be kept at around about between 26 and 30 degrees with high humidity. That's why you need to keep the cover on them. You can, apparently according to some source online, nick the edge of the seeds similar to a canna, so where you can see something like the white inside, or just take a little bit off just to help the water get through. These typically germinate between 4 and 12 weeks, and they like indirect light, so similar to the vast majority of houseplants. What I thought was a very interesting fact with this one, and I will put some funny footage on the screen, these are actually believed to be pollinated by lemurs. It's like the little kind of monkey thing that you get on a Madagascar film, which is absolutely hilarious. So they're believed to actually pollinate these plants, which I've never heard of that before, with them being like pollinators for anything. So I thought that was something new and interesting to bring to you. So I'll put some footage on as well of what these look like, where I can find it online. But if not, give them a Google. I'll put the name on screen as well. On to the next one. So as I said today, I'm not going to sow any, just kind of want to keep the video down, just see if people prefer this method as well. But you can imagine me just putting those on top of the soil and then covering them. It's not that difficult. This one's Montanoa hibiscifolia, which is what they call the giant daisy tree. It grows up to around about 12 feet tall. The interesting one with this one is it actually blooms in autumn with fragrant flowers. It's from Central America. Again, with this one, with the seeds, you can soak these between 12 and 24 hours. They're a lot smaller than the traveller's palm, as you can potentially see. They're almost like, yeah, there you go, tiny little seeds. Don't need soaking quite as long to imbibe the water. 22 to 26, so can sit within the same remit as the last one if you sow these two together in the same area. Obviously the 26 It's the highest on the one and lowest on the other, so that should be fine together. And then once you've sown these, so these are just going to be surface sown. So all we're going to do is get that packet out and just empty that over the top of the soil. What I would do beforehand is with this particular method, when anytime I'm sowing on the top, is I'll water it first. That levels out the mix. And then also when you put the seed in, when you water it, the seeds don't all kind of move into a clump. They stay relatively where they are. So I would water that first, sprinkle them over the top as if you were doing salt or something like that, and then just cover them with a very, very light covering of vermiculite. Reason being is if we're surface sowing these, it means that they don't want too much of a job to come up on that particular one as well. So moving on to the third one, which is Melianthus comosus, which can grow to 2 meters tall. Seeds are slightly bigger, and then the last one's a bit more hard as well. From South Africa, this one produces loads and loads of nectar, I'm told, which is great for pollinators. A lot of the birds and stuff mentioned were native to the area, so it's not ones I'm going to specifically shout out here. But they produce like reddish pink flowers, which is nice to see, especially at the end of the season when things are dying off. These again need to be surface sown and covered with vermiculite. These are a much lower temperature to germinate, which is 13 to 18 degrees. So these can almost be kept anywhere as long as it's not like a really hot greenhouse, or if it is, put it into like a shaded area within the greenhouse. And these can take a crazy different erratic time between 21 days, so 3 weeks, and 180 days. So vast difference. So keep hanging on to these for months on end. The common name for these, which is the interesting fact, it's called touch me not, and it comes from the seed pods that again explode on touch. So if you touch them, there again have the same ballistic as the last video that I did, which is something I didn't even realise beforehand. I know we got 2 back to back. It's also adapted because of the area where it comes from in South Africa to being able to be reshoot from the ground after a wildfire. So if a wildfire cuts this down, these ones will jump back. And also apparently if you crush the leaves on these, they really, really smell bad. So don't get crushing the leaves on those unless you want a different experience altogether. So obviously I've flown through that today. As always, I'm using jungle seeds for this particular series in the grow along. Please let me know in the comments as well if you're enjoying these videos. The last one didn't get much engagement, to be fair. I know a lot of people watch it on the TV and you can't leave a comment on there, but just let me know if you bought any seed from the company using the discount code. If you're actually doing the grow along with me, or if you're just watching the videos just to see what I'm growing, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm just trying to make it like a bit more of a community within the kind of channel. If you've got any questions about stuff that's growing, if you want to put any of your successes in there as well, that's absolutely fantastic, so other people can see that you've got things growing. For the germination update on this one, again, it was the same as last week. Nothing's moved because these are only about 3 or 4 days apart, the video. So I'm not expecting miracles. So the last thing that jumped was the tree dahlia. Like I say, because I'm trying to keep the video short today, I'm going to do a bigger update on the next video. But let me know any of the interesting facts that you liked, anything else that you'd like to see in the videos as well. But if you got this far, I appreciate you watching the video to the end. It's much appreciated, and it helps me push the content through to YouTube. Let me know anything else that you want me to grow along as well, because I'm running out of seed now. I've got 3 seed packets left, so I need to get ordering myself. But like I say, thanks again for watching. Appreciate you.